We are charging the mound. We're presented by Lids. There'll be a number on the screen that you'll see later. And if you text it, you'll get a nice discount over at Lids. ALCS Game 7 preview. We did about 25 minutes of a post-game show after Game 6. AJ and I watching that one and commenting on it. So Kratz, get me ready for Game 7. What do you think? You've got Shane Bieber matching up with George Kirby. Bieber looked good last time around. George Kirby is a very good pitcher. He did not look good last time around. What are your expectations for this one, and how would you manage it?
I would manage it that I have two really good pitchers on the mound, but I would manage it with my eyes, and I wouldn't manage it with the predisposed idea of, oh, yeah, any kind of trouble in the second inning, I'm taking George Kirby out. It feels like the manager roles have kind of flipped where it's like John Schneider was the one who had the quick trigger, and now all of a sudden John Schneider's like, I trust this guy. I trust this guy to get out of this jam. And Dan Wilson's the one that's like, I trust this guy. Wait, no, I'm going to get him. I'm going to go get him. Wait, no, he gave up that many runs. Like, it just feels like it's kind of reversed a little bit. And so that's why I have no idea what's going to happen tonight, but I don't see another stinker from George Kirby. I feel like good pitchers like this step up. I feel like Shane Bieber is also going to have a great game. I don't feel like it's going to be high scoring, so that means it's going to be 13-12.
And also,
here's the thing.
Yeah,
John Schneider has to give his starters more leeway because his bullpen is worse than the Mariners' bullpen. That's why. Because Dan Wilson's like, I got all these dudes I can run to for inning plus. Bizzardo, Brash, Spire, Munoz. Munoz hasn't pitched in 3 days. He might go 4 innings tonight. And he hasn't given up a hit like all postseason or what. I don't know. I know he has, but it's like crazy what he's done this postseason. So, I mean, he might run him out there for 4 innings if he can. I don't think Kirby's out there long enough, unless he's just, even if I bet you he went 5 no-hit perfect innings, they'd probably take him out of the game.
And also, if there's traffic,
if there's any traffic, they're going to get him out right away.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, it used to be Schneider, but now Schneider's hand is forced because his bullpen's not as good as the Mariners.
That's the one thing I didn't like from last night. Jeff Hoffman getting 2 innings of work.
You wanted one?
Or none? I mean, I know.
Yeah, but then what are you doing?
You had to win the game.
You got to win the game, though.
35 pitches.
That's like a postseason save situation when you're up 4.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you on the 1 inning. I'm definitely saying did not want him out there for 2 innings. I'm taken back to the 16 World Series where Joe Madden got like a 5 or 6 run lead in Game 6, and he ran Chapman back out there for his second inning. Obviously, Chapman he came in the 8th, and then Aroldis Chapman came back out in the 9th to finish the game, but the game was kind of out of hand. And then they brought him out again in Game 7. And people were like, oh, there's no such thing as tired. Okay, maybe you're not tired because you're running on adrenaline. But the boys are seeing you a little bit more. More guys saw Jeff Hoffman last night. And I don't like that part. I would say there's a slam dunk win for the Jays if it wasn't for that, because I think Hoffman's going to be out there for 5, 6 batters again.
I don't know. We'll see. George Kirby really struggles on the road. I know that. And, a lot of their starters struggle on the road. So, the only guy that really has pitched really well for the Mariners has been Bryce Miller. And this whole series as a starter. The rest of the starters have got pretty much bombed.
So, Bryce might pitch.
So why aren't you starting him? I guess it's on 2 days rest, but still.
Woo will pitch.
But he can pitch an inning or 2.
Woo, yeah.
Woo can pitch.
It'd be interesting to see if Woo pitches, how he does, because he hadn't pitched for a while. And he threw out of the bullpen, and now he's going to have to get up after a couple of days. That whole thing is going to be interesting to me. How these guys, because they have starters at their disposal, how both managers decide to deploy is, will we see Chris Bassett? Will we see Max Scherzer? Will we see anyone not named Logan Gilbert for the Mariners? I mean, they can bring them all in. Right?
They can. And the Blue Jays can do this too. They can get crafty. Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer. Here's the thing. You're in a Game 7, and being battle-tested does help. You've got some gritty vets on the Blue Jays who might be able to pick up 3, 6, 9 outs for you to help a mediocre bullpen. Those guys might help.
Agreed. Well, last time Max threw out the bullpen in a playoff game, it didn't go good.
True, but he looked good the other day.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Listen, he'll do it. He wants to do it. I don't know.
Would you use those guys?
I try to stay away from them if I could.
Okay.
I wouldn't go into it and say, hey, we have to use Chris Bassett, we have to use Max Scherzer, we have to use, whoever. Luis Castillo, we have to use Bryce Miller, we have to use Brian Wu. I mean, I play it off the game, how the game is going. If we're winning, we have a lead, like, let's just go with my guys that are used to holding down a lead for me. I don't need to just because they're like, I feel like sometimes managers get to a point where they're like, well, I have all these weapons at my disposal. I just have to use them just because they're there. Like, you don't have to use them. If it goes 15 innings like Game 5 did in the DS, and yeah, you might have to use them. But other than that, you don't have to use them.
This is more like, hey, Kratz, you're down 3-0 in the first. You pull the starter. Now you got to eat the rest of the game, and you're trailing, and you're just like, here we go. I need every arm available to try and keep ourselves afloat.
This is where knowing the lanes really will give you an idea of who they would bring in. Like, let's say team goes down 3-0, and now you got the bottom of the lineup. You are looking to shut down the bottom of the lineup with probably not your top end guys. And then as soon as that top of the order comes back through, your top end guys hits them. And then if you have a window there where you're going to put in somebody like you talk about Bassett or Scherzer, if they're available or how they're feeling about it, then again that bottom of the order, and then back to the top again. You're not going to have Bassett face Cal Raleigh. You're not going to have them if they're down. You're going to have the top guys. You're going to have Louis Varland, who's pitched all the time, face all those guys. So it's how many times through do you have 4 top guys to go through the order, and you're always facing that heart of the order.
Everyday Louis. Should you pitch to Vladdy at all? Should Vladdy see anything?
So I couldn't find it, but that one was going to be my lock of the day, and I couldn't find it on the
walk.
app. One walk for him.
Why would you put that up there? I mean,
I don't know, but that's what I was when we came on. I was like, where's the one walk thing?
Well, how about this? Over under Vladdy walks tonight 1.5.
Over.
Over? Okay. Well, here's my question.
What about walk plus hit by pitch?
Oh, because you think he's going to get plunked?
He got plunked last night.
I know.
He was pissed, too.
Yeah, well,
Did you see?
He should be.
Did you see the post-game comments by George Kirby? The question was, how do you face Vladimir Guerrero? And normally it's like, well, he's a good hitter, we'll do this, that. He's like, you got to get inside. I don't know about you, AJ, but Game 7, some guys you're like, I don't throw inside because you don't really need to. He's always off the plate. To me, if they don't move Vladdy's feet, because I don't feel like even when he got hit yesterday, he just turned and he was just like that. His feet haven't moved. If the Mariners aren't going to walk Vladdy, you got to move his feet. You might get up and in on him, but if he stays balanced, to me, it's not enough. You got to make his feet move. You got to make him uncomfortable.
How you gonna move his feet unless you throw at him? Because it's all righties for the Mariners. He's not facing Gabe Spire. I mean, if he is, there's a big lead or they're a big deficit, and they're probably putting him on at that point. So, I mean, who's gonna Kirby throws that 4-seamer up. He's not gonna run him one in on his.
And he looks comfortable. He looks comfortable. Of course he does,
but they don't throw any. I mean, they try to go in. Guys don't know how to pitch. And so, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I know there's going to be at least one time where they put him on. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
If Lucas and Springer get on, they have to, because Kirk's on the struggle bus right now, man.
I would say any spots besides what? Bases empty?
Yeah. But even then, you don't want to give up that run, but Kirk has been on the struggle bus. He hasn't hit.
Yeah. Anything you're worried about.
Yesterday, he had that just like 3-foot foul, ball off the wall. I think Dalton Varsho. If there's a guy from either side, I think Dalton Varsho at some point becomes a huge part of this game for the Jays. And I think like a Polanco or Canzone become some type of big part for the Mariners for if whoever's going to win, because you just can't let the other guys beat you. That's it. It sounds remedial, but that's where this Game 7 is.
Andy in the chat said Ernie Clement is the most dangerous hitter in the ALCS. I just wanted to say his name too. He's been one of my favorites to watch. I like his game.
Mhm.
Swinging at most things, making contact at most things. I mean, he's hitting, what, 4-something or whatever in the playoffs? Yeah, he is. I like him. And someone we had on recently said he's the one they think of, like the, quote, no-namers that broke out this year that actually has some good lasting power. Yeah.
You don't think Barger's going to stay around?
No, stay around, yes, but he thinks like Clement could really blossom in the league, right?
I mean, they don't really have that many guys that nobody's heard about if you've ever watched baseball. I mean, they got a lot of their guys. I mean, other than Barger and Clement, who else do they have that no one knows about?
Lucas.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys all this year really emerged.
But I mean, Springer, Kirk, Vladdy, Bichette, Andres Jimenez has been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some dudes. Varsho's been around for a while. It's not like these are just out of nowhere guys.
No, it's like 4 role players that have really emerged now and made them a more complete lineup. Those guys that we're talking about. Anyway, we'll talk much more about the ALCS. Let's take a quickie break and swing back with Joe Girardi coming up. But first, text territory to 29017 and receive 20% off your next headwear or apparel purchase at any U.S. lid store. Support FT. Very simple. Just to text the word territory to 29017.